Hello and welcome to Match Day and League Phase 4, Day 4 of the Champions, with Game Week and League Phase 4 of the Champions League. Let's see what will happen and who will get the advantage going into the round of 5 of the Champions League.
Boys, if you want a discount on your energy, go and get my discount in the description. New Dan 10 at checkout. Peace.
And we're starting off on Tuesday night in Napoli for in Santiago, Stadio Santiago Maradona, in the Maradona Stadium for Napoli. This is Eintracht Frankfurt. Now, Napoli in their last game are involved in a bit of a crazy game in Eindhoven with a 6-2 loss to PSV. To be fair, this game went mental. This weekend, that week, we have 39 goals. And Frankfurt lost 5-1 to Liverpool. I mean, if you're going off of basis that would be decent, then you wouldn't say who to go with. But all that I can say is that I can say it's going to be, as long as in this game, I can see it being a 2-0 win to Napoli. Can they get back to winning ways? And we're staying in this. We're going to head to Slavia Prague for Slavia Prague versus Arsenal. Now, Slavia, in their last game, drew 0-0 with Atalanta, and Arsenal put 4 past Atletico de Madrid thanks to 2 goals from Victor Gyökeres. 2 goals from Victor Gyökeres. And all what I can say is that it could, I mean, if you're looking at a decent winner, you're looking at Arsenal, but you're looking at after 2-0, 3-0 Arsenal at least. 2-0 win to the Gunners in this game. And we now go to the games at 8 o'clock, starting with Athletic Club de Madrid versus Union Saint-Gilloise. Now, both these teams lost by 4-0. Arsenal to Atletico to Arsenal, and Union Saint to Internazionale Milano. I mean, what I can say in this game is a 30 win in the Volta Metropolitana by 2-0. We head to the Allianz Arena. Yeah, Juventus versus Sporting Clube de Portugal. In their game, they lost 1-0 to a single goal from Jude Bellingham. And in the Estadio José Alvarez Stadium, Sporting Club de Portugal won 2-1 against Olympique Marseille. So, but I mean, in this game, I can see it being a close one. Juventus do have some quality. 2-1 Juventus. We now go to Bolo and Glidden against AS Monaco. Now, Monaco drew another Premier League team and got another draw. This time it was a 0-0 draw in Stadion Louis II. Be fair though, anything's possible here. I mean, to be fair, no dire for Monaco, but being Bodo Glidden played against Bodo played against Galatasaray and lost. I can see this game being a Monaco win, but a scrappy 2-1 win to AS Monaco. We now go to out of sorts Liverpool. This is Real Madrid. And Liverpool, like I mentioned in the Premier League, lost 4 out of their last 5. The only win was that against Eintracht Frankfurt in midweek in Champions League. So, I mean, Liverpool haven't had the best of it, but Real Madrid 1-0. If you're Liverpool, this is probably the worst time you want to play Real Madrid because of the form you're in. I mean, this is the Champions League, and this is Real Madrid against Liverpool. And I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw between Liverpool and Real Madrid at Anfield. We now head to Olympiacos. We head to Olympiacos versus PSV Eindhoven now. Olympiacos played against Barcelona and got an absolute trouncing of 6 goals. We'll get on to Barcelona on that in a moment in a Wednesday's fixture list. But for Tuesday, Olympiacos PSV, I'm going to go with a PSV win of 4-1. We now go to another massive game here in Paris Saint-Germain versus Bayern München. Now, they just played Bayer Leverkusen in Bayer and won 7-2. Yes, you're hearing that correctly. Bayer Leverkusen 2, Paris Saint-Germain 7. And Bayern München were winners, not by a big scoreline, 4-0 against Club Brugge. 4 different goal scores on that occasion for them. I can see this game being an absolute... This game could have the potential to be a close one here by 3 goals to 2 to Paris Saint-Germain. We now go to the last game on Tuesday, and it is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for Tottenham Hotspur. This is FC Copenhagen, who lost 4-2 to Borussia Dortmund, but Spurs drew out a 0-0 draw. But I think Spurs will be able to win this comfortably against FC Copenhagen by 2-1. And that is Tuesday dealt with. We now head over to Wednesday and to 5:45. We start in Passo for Passo versus Villarreal. Now Villarreal, both these teams, Villarreal lost 2-0 to Man City, and Pafos drew 0-0 to Kairat, but did have a man sent off 4 minutes into the game, so basically played 86 minutes with 10 men, which, if you're playing a bigger team, then you'd be okay, but that was that. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 win to Villarreal. We now go to KF Karabakh versus Chelsea. Chelsea's young guns put 5 past Ajax. Yes, that was correct. Put 5 past Ajax. Got their skipper sent off, and then up to 17th, and then Chelsea's youngsters put 5 past them against a Karabakh team who lost 3-1 to Athletic de Bilbao. And I'm saying it will be a 3-0 victory to Chelsea in this game. And we head from Karabakh to Istanbul. No, not to Istanbul, to Amsterdam. For Ajax Amsterdam versus Galatasaray. Now, Ajax lost, Galatasaray won. Again, I think in this game it will be a Galatasaray win by 2-1. We head from Amsterdam to Benfica, and specifically to northern Portugal for Portugal. Benfica versus Bayer 04 Leverkusen. Now Benfica played against Newcastle and lost to Newcastle United. That is a surprising one. We'll get into Newcastle and stuff in a moment. But Leverkusen, as we know, did get obliterated. Did they get obliterated? Yes, they were the ones who got obliterated by PSG. And I'm going to say in this game, it's going to be again another win by Leverkusen by 2-1. We head from Portugal to Bruges. I don't even know where Bruges is, to be fair. I don't even know where Bruges is. Club, I think they're that's it, to Belgium. We head from Portugal to Belgium. Not far distance, but for Club Brugge versus Barcelona. Now, Barca, like I said earlier, put 6 past Olympiacos thanks to Fermin Lopez hat-trick and a goal from Lamine Yamal and 2 goals from Sir Marcus Rashford. And Club Brugge played against Bayern and lost, and they're playing against another big team. I'm going to go with a 4-0 win to the Barcelonans, and we now go to Internazionale versus Kairat. I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. A 3-0 win to Internazionale Milano. We now go to Manchester City versus Borussia Dortmund, who put 4 past FC Copenhagen thanks to 2 goals from Felix Lemaitre. Oh, if I'm saying that correctly, I think I am. Lemaitre 2 goals. But Man City put 2 goals past Villarreal thanks to another goal from Erling Haaland, and Bernardo Silva cashed in on that act. And in this game, I'm going to go with a 2-2 draw in this game. And we now go to the penultimate game, which is Olympiacos Marseille versus Atalanta. Now, Marseille were involved in a... Well, Emerson, the former West Ham player, decided he wanted to throw a bit of a tantrum. Originally, they had a penalty when he dived, and he got himself sent off stupidly because he's an idiot. But in this game against Atalanta, I'm going to go over 1-0 win to Marseille. And we now go to the last game of the game week, which is back at St James's Park for Newcastle versus Athletic Club de Bilbao. Now, Bilbao have a lot of good talent. Let's just move some of you off. Nico Williams, Inaki Williams, Uni Simon, Merck Laporte, Dalian Vivian, who played against us. To be fair, got some quality players. If Newcastle can beat Benfica, they can certainly give Athletic Club de Bilbao a game. Oh my god, they will give them a game. I'm going to say they'll win it. The light's gone off, but who cares anymore? I think they'll win it by 2-0, and that will bring the Champions League to an end, and I will see you lot on Wednesday for the Europa League. The 4 videos are back, maybe 5 vids are back this week. But for now, I'll leave you with the Champions League. Goodbye.